Some people are going to yell at me in the comments for making this video, but manual trading is for losers. I'll never forget it. I was sitting up late one night and I was on this algorithmic trading forum and I was chatting back and forth with this algorithmic trader, and I was about to send him $10,000 in crypto to learn his algorithmic trading ways. And he said something that night over that online forum that I'll never forget, that changed my trading career forever. And after he told me this, it actually made me hate manual trading. And I'm sure once you learn this, you may hate manual trading too. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 reasons why I hate manual trading and the one thing that this algorithmic trader told me that completely changed my mindset around trading. Hi, my name's Adam Winnig, and we now have helped hundreds of people become successful algorithmic traders. So if you're interested in becoming a better trader, then make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss future content. So as I was sitting chatting back with this algorithmic trader about to send him $10,000 to learn his ways, he told me something that I'll never forget. He said, Adam, if you actually have a trading system, then your trading system should be mechanical, which basically means your trading system should follow a clear set of rules. And we've learned that always in all trading books. They tell you that your trading system needs to follow specific rules and you need to execute it like a robot. And he said, if you actually have a clear set of rules, then those clear set of rules should actually be able to be programmed. And if you can't program your rules or your trading strategy, then it means that you're just going off of a hunch or you're trading based on emotions. And this is one of the many reasons why so many people fail. And that's why I say manual trading is for losers, because if you look at the numbers, over 95% of manual traders are losers. And then he went on to tell me later on in our conversation that night, he said, Adam, if you look at the biggest, most successful hedge funds that are trading, they're not trading with manual trading strategies. All they're doing is they're developing algorithms and then they're having human beings that are simply monitoring these algorithms. And so I remember when he told me this, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had this huge aha moment where I was like, right, like if I'm actually trading a real trading system based on rules, then it should be able to be programmed and executed flawlessly. If not, then my trading strategy is kind of just going off of luck, or I'm kind of just gambling. So here's the 7 reasons why I hate manual trading and why I believe that if you're an algorithmic trader, you can increase your odds by like 10 times. Reason number 1 is, like I just said, a trading strategy should be mechanical. And what that means is that your trading strategy that you're trading right now likely has some sort of rules, right? It has some sort of rules for when you should enter a trade, when you should exit a trade, and how much you're going to be risking per trade. And if you actually have clear rules on that, then that should be able to be automated or programmed into an algorithm. And to think of this as an analogy, imagine that we're playing basketball and the perimeter of the court is marked by these lines that differentiate inbounds and out of bounds. If you step on that line, every single time that you step on that line, you're considered out of bounds and it's the other team's ball. So if you could just imagine for a second, imagine that just half of the time that when you stepped on that line, it was considered inbounds, and half the time that you stepped on that line, it was considered out of bounds. And so this is what trading without clearly defined mechanical rules kind of is it's basically playing this rule by rules that are not black and white. So why should you even have the rules in the first place? It would make watching basketball extremely awful, and it would make your trading even worse. The second reason why I don't like manual trading is because of the speed and efficiency problems. We're human beings, right? And we can only act so fast, right? You can only press the sell button as soon as you see the trade setup, and then you actually go ahead and click the button and then it executes, right? So there's this delay in speed and efficiency between when a market opportunity actually becomes available and when you're actually able to execute efficiently on this trading setup. And as you know, the markets can move really quickly and you could miss out on opportunities really quickly. So the analogy that I like to think about is if you think about like snail mail versus email. When snail mail was out, this was the normal way that we communicated with people, and this is just how people got by. This is how people communicated. But as soon as email came out, it was boom, instantaneously, we're able to communicate, and it connected the world unlike anything that we've ever seen before, simply because now we're able to communicate with much higher speed and much higher efficiency. No longer did we have to worry about the mail getting lost or how long it was going to take, or if there's weather outages or something like that, boom, now we're able to have much greater speed and efficiency. And so with trading, why would you be trading with snail mail-like technologies of the past when there's technologies today that allows us to execute at much higher speeds and much higher efficiency? The third reason is because us human beings are emotional. And so what algorithmic trading does is allows us to trade emotionless. Now, as you know, as traders, some of the biggest pitfalls that we have are our emotions. The two big emotions are fear and greed. And because of fear and greed, this is the main reason why the casino pretty much always wins, or they always say that the house always wins. The casino knows that if they have $1 million that comes and plays on their tables and plays on their games, they know that they're going to win some, they're going to lose some, but they know that if they just continue to play their odds, they're going to make their 5% or $50,000 on that $1 million. Now, with that being said, casinos will have some nights where they'll actually lose money, and they'll maybe have a string of nights where they'll actually lose money, but because they know their edge, they don't turn off their edge and say, hey, nobody else come into this casino. No, they're welcoming more money to come into the casino because they know that the odds are in their favor, and eventually they're going to net out and make their 5% on the total amount of money that comes to the casino. Now, if you look and you talk to the average Joe that's going to Las Vegas to play in some of these casinos, you generally hear these stories about people saying, oh, I went into the casino, I went into Vegas, I was up all this money, and then how does the rest of that story usually goes? Well, they get all greedy, and then boom, they end up losing more than they even started with. A lot of the times, if you just ask people about their experience in Vegas, the majority of people will tell you this is the case. So the reason I prefer algorithmic trading is because it's easier to have emotionless trading, which is what we're ultimately after. Number 4 is a huge one. It's the ability to backtest. Now, sure, with your manual trading strategy, it is possible to backtest, obviously, but manually backtesting is very time consuming if you've ever done it. And because it's time consuming, there's a lot of human error that can be involved. There's a lot of human discretion that can be involved. And at the same time, there's no way that you'll possibly be able to generate as much data as you would be able to do with a backtest when backtesting an automated trading strategy or an algorithm. Literally within minutes or hours, you can get literally years worth of data. Whereas to get years worth of data backtesting a manual trading strategy, I mean, that could take you weeks to do. And so with trading, obviously, we want to make decisions when we have more data versus when we have less data, because that gives us a better idea of the robustness of our trading strategy. Now, reason number 5 is because of 24/7 trading, okay? Obviously, as manual traders and human beings, we can only trade at certain points of the day. Maybe you can trade really effectively for 1 or 2 hours per day max without your brain going to fatigue or without getting distracted by other things, which is really, really hard to do in today's day and age where there's social media popping up and TV's on and all this different sort of distractions. So the thing that I love about algorithmic trading is that we can trade 24/7. And this is kind of like, let's say that you have a security system at your house. We have one called a Ring. It's this little doorbell that, has a camera that watches people that come into your house. So it's looking for opportunities to find intruders that may be coming into your house, right? So manual trading 1 or 2 hours out of the day is kind of like having your Ring security system on like 1 or 2 hours out of the day, looking for opportunities to catch bad guys, versus having it on 24/7, looking for opportunities in the market. You're a lot safer, and you're going to get a lot more opportunities if you are exposed to the markets 24/7. The 6th reason is also a really big deal, and it has to do with precision. In Mark Douglas's famous book, Trading in the Zone, he talks about executing your edge without hesitation. And the problem is with a lot of people, they'll see their trading setup set up, and then they don't have the discipline to actually execute it. They'll think about it for a second, they'll stall for a second, they'll look for other confluences, and then boom, maybe the trade isn't as good as a setup, or maybe they'll not trade that one, and that could be the one winner in their trading series that actually moved the needle on them actually being profitable, and they missed it because they hesitated. So the reason why I love algorithmic trading also is the fact that it's able to execute precisely right as soon as that moment happens when you're supposed to enter that trade. Boom, you get into the trade. And this is the same reason. Like, it's just technology advancement. Like, basically, if you think about cars back in the day, how were cars assembled? They were assembled basically on an assembly line. Henry Ford, when they started making the Ford cars, they were built with the human beings on an assembly line. But today, they don't use assembly lines built with human beings. They all use machines, and they use robots to assemble these cars because of one thing: precision. They're able to do it the exact same way every single time. Just like how these hedge funds have people that are monitoring these machines, it's the same thing. There's human beings that are monitoring these machines because they're able to do it flawlessly over and over and over again and do it much more precise than a human being would be able to do, and much faster. And the seventh and most important reason, I would say the reason why I hate manual trading, is because manual trading is really hard and the success rate is really, really low. If you look at the success rate across the trading industry, it's really bad. And sure, you can argue with me that, there's certain people that are successful manual traders, but for me, my personal experience, when I tried to learn manual trading, it was really difficult. I didn't have the discipline. I didn't have the consistency. I didn't have the ability to think in probabilities and the ability to execute a trading strategy flawlessly. I just didn't have that. And I tried time and time again. I tried, taking signals. I tried learning from different mentors, but nothing was able to allow me to become a consistently profitable trader until I started trading algorithmically. This is when I was able to first start seeing my first sign of success and my first signs of consistency, when I was actually able to start executing like a robot with the trading robot. And on top of that, I just see this because our community of algorithmic traders, we literally have dozens and dozens of people that come into our community every single month that have tried a bunch of different manual trading strategies that have never really been able to find their edge consistently, that finally find their edge when they start trading algorithmically. Mostly because of some of these reasons that we've talked about previously. Now, if you'd like to see how we're using algorithms and now AI to constantly tune our trading algorithms, and this is the reason why we have a community of hundreds of successful algorithmic traders, then go on over to propfarming.com and we'll show you our AI and algorithm and exactly how this works and how we're transforming literally everyday people, everyone from moms to doctors to IT people to truck drivers, into successful algorithmic traders. Again, just going over to propfarming.com to see a demo of how that works. Or you can just check out the video on this screen right now, which basically shows you our Tesla-inspired AI and how we're using AI to constantly improve our trading algorithms. Go ahead and check out that video right now.